fat four, run that show. Whole ring shake when we step through ropes. Main event smoke. Who want more? Can't stop, won't stop. We the fat four. We the fat four. Chant that name. Whole card ours. We control that game. Hands in the air. Feel that roar. Can't stop, won't stop. We the fat four.
JoJo, usually when we see this face, it gives people a whole lot of laughter. The kids love him, the adults love him, and we love to see the Judgment Day get cursed. But for the past 72 hours, everyone's been crashing out on the concert heard around the world from Inglewood, California. So that's something we're going to dive into. But, of course, first, we're live on a Wednesday night. Welcome to the S4U Wrestling Podcast, episode 91. We are almost at episode 100. And I am Trail. That is JoJo. And we didn't come alone. Yes, you probably wonder where's everybody else at. Well, everyone's on vacation. The other two on vacation. But hey, have no fear, because we got someone here that is like a big brother to us. You know what I'm saying? He's always one phone call away whenever we need him. He is the CEO of Marksville Mikes. He is the big fella, Big JT, Mr. JT. What's happening, fam? This man's in the darkness. Can you see through the darkness?
Spotlight.
Somebody put a spotlight on that man.
So we're calling you Batman today?
Oh, first it's wow. Oh, that's how you feel. Oh man, but we'll get JT in a sec. But listen, we got a show today. We got SummerSlam previous predictions. Got some few news popping in. So there he is, big fella.
We thought you were Batman for a second. We'll be like, I'm Batman.
Talking in the darkness, man. It is good to be back on S4U Wrestling alongside some great people. What it do, Trail? What it do, Joe?
What's going on, big fella, man? How you been, man? It's been a while since you tapped into the Fat Four Studio, man. What's good with you?
Man, can't call it, might spoil it. Just another day out here, chilling. Definitely glad to be out here, talk about some graps, talk about what's going on inside the wrestling culture. What better place in sports for you? Wrestling, that is.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That's true, because we keep it G around here. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of us that we love to watch NXT, but some of us don't have the basic cable. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna pay extra because that shit is high. So and not everybody can get the VPN and watch on Netflix. But have no fear, because there's actually been an answer, and that is the CW network has announced that they are partnering up with ESPN. So if you got the ESPN Unlimited, you're going to be able to watch NXT and all of NXT, including their PLEs, beginning this coming Tuesday, August 4th, right after, the NXT after SummerSlam, of course.
God.
So people who didn't get a chance to watch NXT, who would love to watch NXT, because there's some people down there that needs to be watched. Natty's down there. Shout out to Natty in the dungeon. Jada Parker's down there. You know what I'm saying? So we like to keep up with our future favorites. So JT, how you feeling about that, man? Like, is that a good move for you, or did you already have other options?
I mean, I always got a way to get away. That's all I'm gonna say. But I will say this: this is huge. This is huge for the wrestling community, for the people that don't have just basic TV, and they're not able to get, be able to watch the CW. They can catch the sports on there. That's including NXT. That's including college football, basketball, also including NASCAR if that's your thing. Like, so there's a lot that comes into this deal. So it's a big money move, and it's giving NXT a lot of exposure.
Yeah, which is needed because now there's more reasons to have people to get the ESPN app
Mm-hmm.
because people are like, you know, I'm not gonna pay $30 to watch, 5 matches on the PLE, which they was using that to get people in. Because if you notice, SummerSlam they no longer offer the first hour free anymore. So they quietly shut that down. So now it's like we gave you a few months, we gave you a couple PLEs. If you ain't signed up by now, you just asked out of luck. But Jojo, you one of the NXT fans that you've been trying to get, you know, sink your teeth into NXT. And now you got one more brand to keep your eye on.
Finally,
But and since you already got the ESPN app, how you liking the move for NXT?
uh, thank you. By the way, thank you. Now I can hopefully catch up on what I've been missing.
Mm-hmm. Because
Tonight.
this, go ahead. But yeah, because August 30th is Heat Wave, so that'd be their first big PLE. So that'll be easy for everyone who wants to stream NXT. Who knows? You might see NXT watch along one of these days in the future because now it's easy for everybody to access. And also, not only CW making a move to ESPN, everything on Peacock you can watch on YouTube TV as well. So next time there's a certain night's main event, you be able to watch it on YouTube TV. So that's I'm actually loving that move as well. So they're making it more convenient for everybody. So pretty soon you really ain't gonna need
Mm-hmm.
no cable,
Yeah,
especially for the. You know what I'm saying, because people are like, I can't do this. I got apps. Because now they're pretty much migrating all of WWE to either ESPN or Netflix if you got the VPN. So they're really surely sooner or later is gonna make it to where everybody can,
I mean,
can get in on the
even
action.
with the VPN, I couldn't watch NXT via the Netflix. I was like, well, forget you too.
Damn.
I was like, I guess you don't want to work with me today.
Damn. First Nestle's having Netflix beef. Now JoJo was having Netflix beef. That's crazy. Jesus. But let's get to it. JT, did you get a chance to watch Monday Night Raw? And if you did, how did you feel about the show overall? Since it's the go home show before SummerSlam.
it was a week go home show. Some strong moments though. Seeing Raquel Rodriguez capture the IC title was a long time coming. That does my heart good. Big Mommy Cool finally gets a singles title on the main roster after being there for what, almost 4 years or more. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
remember when she got called
Mm-hmm.
up, but
It was
this is good.
2022.
Yeah, so yeah, 4 years she's been called up, and for her to finally get a singles title, this is great. I'm happy for her. It was executed well. Um, Another thing that I did like surprisingly Alpha Academy versus Division. I liked for the simple fact of Otis getting basically tied up with Maxine and kind of still with the puppy dog eyes with her. I like that. And the other thing I would say, Javon Evans is
Thank
a star. He is a star, star, star. And for him to be so young, this is the loudest I've heard the crowd for Javon. Like the crowd was lit. That crowd was loud. It was explosive.
you. Mm-hmm.
They were behind him. He basically had them in the palm of his hand. Great job by Rusev making him look strong. So Raw was decent. You know, even like the little closeout segment, you know, with Roman and Seth, that was decent too. But of course, that concert, 10-pack ass. 10-pack of ass. Who told them that was the move? Who told them that? Like, and don't get me wrong, huge fan of Danhausen. Got to see him cut his teeth here in Independence. Never forget, you know, conversations of just being around him. But Joe Hendry and Danhausen together on the track was not the song that we needed. Not whatsoever. Now you got Joe Hendry and Elijah be cooking. But the midgets coming out,
yeah.
the Clippers cheerleaders, that
And
that
I
didn't
know
make it
the
any
cheerleaders now. Hold on.
that didn't make it any better. I wasn't impressed.
I mean, well, before I get my thoughts, like Jojo, you was live when that was going on. What was your thought process that with that concert? Was it something you enjoyed, or it was one of those like, the fuck is this?
I enjoyed it. I just think it went on a little bit too long. Just a little bit too long. That's all that I was like, okay, all right, we get it, but it didn't have to like. That took a lot of the majority of the.
I took the wind out of the building.
I was like, you could have cut that down just a little bit, you know, snippets, and then you could like release it somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll be honest. Me and John were there. Me and John and Nick, we were there, and at first I was like, they didn't get no intro. They just popped up. They literally just showed up during the dark and just popped up out of nowhere with the organs that wasn't really an organ that Danhausen was playing. That was all from the speakers. None of that shit he was playing was working. I semi enjoyed it, but I get what JT is coming from. When you have a go home show to like one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year outside of WrestleMania, like you gotta have people clamoring on is it Saturday? Like I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody should have been marking their territory, getting their last words in, getting, you know, their final whatever they gotta say out the way. Get some, you know, some pull apart fights, because I thought that contract signing was kind of ass. You know, you bring that big ass cage down and just for Oba to destroy some more cops.
You need to be in jail. Listen, I don't advocate for brothers to be locked up. I don't advocate for anybody to be locked up, right? Been there, done that. What I'm saying is assault on the law enforcement officer is a class 2 felony, okay? This is almost 2 weeks in a row of him beating up police. He needs to be locked up. For me, if you want to drive that storyline home, I would have enjoyed seeing Obi being taken out in handcuffs.
Yeah.
For storyline purposes, if we do it that way, you know how much bigger this thing got? Like this is reminiscent of, remember when Stone Cold used to always get locked up by the police anytime he attacked Vince? Like, not to say that Brock is anywhere on the Vince level as far as, you know, the type of character that we're talking about, but just that imagery of Oba in handcuffs after destroying the cops would have magnitude. It would have pushed him to a whole different stratosphere. Like we talking Stone Cold pops.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. They already loud right now with the chants, but if they would have put those handcuffs on Oba, and Oba would have got walked out, and then Michael Cole would have said, "Well, we don't know if Oba's going to make it to SummerSlam," and he gets bailed out or whatever. Listen, that to me, that's money.
I mean, you could have also, because when he was standing at the door and Brock locked it, I'm like, all right, so Oba's gonna kick down the door, right?
That man put a hurt into the police.
That door down, right?
That's going to happen,
I'm like,
but I think they're going to hold that for SummerSlam.
I think to really, really, really sell it, I think they should with the Roman Reigns route when Roman Reigns got handcuffed, and Brock Lesnar just like whooped that man's ass while he was handcuffed. They should have went that play because honestly, that's like the only way you would have got to Obafemi if he was handcuffed and he would have took that F5. But to have Oba come out first, do the weigh in, and then have Brock come out and then Paul give him a bogus weigh in number because there ain't no way that man weighed one more pound than Obafemi.
Brock Lesnar ain't humans, so you're not gonna tell me this man is 1 pound over Obu. Not at all. Okay, that's country muscle. That's
The lies.
hate muscle.
The lies.
That's been on the farm for all those years, muscle. We sitting there like, Paul, you ain't fooling nobody. Like you want us to believe you want more than him. Like, come on now. Like, who behave? Who behave? The background? Yeah, well, you have a better chance of the background behavior than any of us three.
Listen, we're gonna be well behaved because today is a PG show. That's right. I got my prayer oil with me. I got all that, so I'm ready just in case it get out of line. I got prayer oil right here, and I will be tossing it at the screen.
This man got a small size Diddy oil.
Not the Diddy oil. He said travel size.
This ain't travel size. This is prayer oil.
Listen. Well, hopefully it worked. Hopefully it worked. Because the bullshit has even yet to happen. But back to you was saying about Raquel. It was literally, man, a long overdue because you can ask JoJo, you can ask Nessa and John. I've been harping on this for the past year and a half. Like, that woman needed a title. What are you guys doing with this woman? She just jobbing out the people, losing to the little girls. No disrespect to them, they're grown women, but you get what I'm saying with the height discrepancy. Losing to the little girls all the time. And it's like, what are y'all doing? Uh-oh.
Xander.
It is about time. Shout out to Xander.
Behave. Go. You know what? Shh.
Hey.
Shout out.
You know what I'm saying? Go find a sandwich.
Listen. We'll get to that later. Shout out to the.
Trill, what are you talking about? Don't worry about it. Shout out to the Dungeon.
You'll see.
But
we got a special announcement at the end of the show. Maybe early. Who knows? You know us. If
it's right, it's right. You know what I'm saying? We just do what we want. But go ahead, sir.
I will say this. Why in the hell is Ryan Garcia getting involved in Judgment Day business? And for those who don't know, Ryan Garcia's track record on this thing that we like to call the intranet, not a good look, fam. Not a good look. And to me, like, I get it. You have to do this cross promotion because it's TKO, it's stuff for boxing. Everyone works together. You're going to promote whoever's on the card, whoever they're going to put in place. But he has a lot of controversy around him. And I get it from their business standpoint, right? Personally, no, that's not going to fly with me because of the message that he sends. And it's a dangerous message. Very. So, with that being said, it's like, not to say that it's dangerous to the point that it can be divisive where you have people, talking about other people, alienating genders and misgendering people, but I just didn't get his placement. I know the fight is coming up in September. Okay, we're still in July. There's no reason he should have been involved inside Judgment Day business. And is he a part of the Judgment Day now?
I hope not, because they need to. This Judgment Day is done. It's ran its course. They're trying to be like the Bloodline, and there's no lineage in the Judgment Day to carry this faction on for another year or so. It's been ad nauseum with this group, and I didn't get the Ryan Garcia part either. But like you said, when it's a TKO thing, so everybody on an umbrella that got something coming, they're gonna use one of their big stars of said brand to promote. So because they always bring in Zoo for boxers all the time. I think they had another one in the crowd too that was part of Zuffa.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, they stay plugging. Sometimes you got to plug in. Pause.
you might need to use that holy water on yourself, sir. Ain't nothing wrong with a good plug-in. You know what I'm saying? Like the commercial said, plug it in, plug it in. But um, but yeah, I'm kind of over the Judgment Day. It's really it's kind of annoying, and plus the way they did it too, having a concert, then you have Dom and JD jumping from behind us. Y'all could have just had a segment, an actual segment, and then y'all just put a jump Danhausen and then have them come out and then something different. But the concert really wasn't needed for a go home show. But I tell you something that was needed, and it was hilarious as hell. Me and JoJo talk about this all the time. These Uso brothers are never serious because this man here, Mister
Bow. Pew pew. Bow.
Mister Pew Pew Pew.
Pew, pew, everybody gonna die.
Listen, when I tell you, when I was live and when they was talking about the warning shot, and I didn't see him yet. I didn't know he was in the crowd. All I heard was pew 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 pew. I'm like, who the? I'm like,
Bow. Pew
who is
pew.
doing that?
Bow. Pew pew pew. Bow.
Who got
Is
hooked
this
up
like-
inside the Bluetooth?
What warning shots were
Seriously.
those? Somebody was squirt. It was a squirt one. Pew pew. Little BBs.
And you know what's funny, JoJo? I was thinking the same thing. You squirted before I did.
Faith. Petty.
My bad, JT.
Faith. Petty.
Well. Look who we have here. It's Breathful Faith. What's going on?
What's going on, Faith?
Well. Oh man. Well. It is Wednesday, but is Solo now becoming the most funniest Uso in this entire family? Because it's like he's finally having his coming out party. He's mixing in the viciousness with the comedic value. So he's finally. Is it how long before this man should get a title, JT?
I mean, to be honest,
It's sooner rather than later, or he's on the track.
Solo doesn't need a title. I think Solo as an entity, as a character, and do not misconstrue. And I actually seen this. Someone, I think it was Jay Smash on Twitter, shout out to him. He put that he thinks that Solo could replace R-Truth as far as with the comedy, but it can also be serious. Solo's the type of character he really doesn't need a character. He doesn't need a championship. He can hold his own without the title. The title doesn't make the man makes the title at the end of the day. And he's a person, to me, do I see championship material? Absolutely. I could see Solo down the line carrying the top title. I could see him carrying the mid card title currently. But does he need it to get over? Nah. Solo's already over. Solo's been over.
I mean, he don't need it to get over, but I'm just saying, like, as a reward type of thing, like, you grinding all this time, being under Roman, and then getting out on his own with his own bloodline, then leading his own NFTs, and now he's had the United States Championship, but I mean, no one really remembers that run, if you want to call it a run. Um, but Jojo, how you feeling? Because this is now becoming your favorite Uso outside of your husband,
Faith.
Faith.
Well, I am actually like JT said, that man has been over, and I've been calling this man out since I pretty much love me. What me? I love me some Jay. I
Mhm.
love me some Jimmy, but lock me up because I love me some Solo.
It's always the babies. It's always the baby of the siblings. He's
I ain't
getting
mad
all
at
the
it.
love, but then get all the hate from his brothers. But he's finally getting his shine. So I'm happy for Solo. But
Mm-hmm.
where do you see this going though? Because do you see him in the long run joining the bloodline, or is this one of those he's gonna be on his own for a long, long time?
Hmm. Do I think he fall back in line eventually? Nah, he don't necessarily need to, right? It's so many damn family members in that family that anyone could fill that spot as the next member of the bloodline. Um, does he fall back in line? Eventually, yes, but does it happen anytime soon? I doubt it. I mean, now it would shock me if Solo did turn on LA Knight and Royce Keys at SummerSlam.
Mm,
I would be shocked because they just released new merch with the new Bloodline shirt. So I would be kind of shocked for him to turn and then reprint. We got to do another shirt. Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I mean, I got them. I got him. I'm giving him it. But honestly, whatever happens at SummerSlam, this is all gonna bleed. This is all gonna involve Seth and Roman and War Games at some point on their respective sides. So I think there is where Solo might join the Bloodline in November. That's what my feeling about it is. Jojo, what you think?
Damn it, clicking the same thing. He may
All right.
join, but once a certain Oos comes and gets to main roster, Solo got some apologizing to. Oh,
Mm. And
Mm,
I believe
mm.
it because Faith said it.
Oh
Faith,
yeah, Faith. She may not been
Faith
around,
tapped
but she still
in.
keeps her
So,
ears to the streets. She still keep her ears to the streets. She may not been around here, but she still be around there. If you get what I'm saying. So, but shout out to them. And then one of my favorite highlights of that night was, of course, these guys here. Like this story, like I said before, 11, 12 years in the making, this story is finally going to come to an end, at least for now, for the time being, on this one-on-one encounter. So, Jodo, in your opinion, what do you expect from when this is over between these two?
a banger. What's gonna happen after? Uh, what are they just gonna pass each other in the hallway and just pretend like they're not there?
uh,
like
I
we
mean,
ain't
it
been
could.
beefing.
Yeah, you just walk by and they're like, anyway, they just walk by each other and, have Roman look at Seth and be like, well, 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 and just keep walking.
You're always number two. No, you number two.
That shit was disrespectful. It's still disrespectful.
Man,
Like
They were
number two.
they've been disrespectful to each
I will
other. First
always
of
be
all,
number one.
we calling one number two, and then the other one's bringing your kids, your mama,
Mm.
your brother. I'm probably not all them, but your family is gonna watch you.
Mhm.
Golly, chill
I'm
out.
Number
surprised.
two.
I'm surprised Roman didn't hit back with that because we all know Seth has a daughter. Like I never see Roman clap back and go that low. when CM Punk mentioned his dad, Sika, he easily could have mentioned Larry. Didn't do it. Seth Rollins mentioned his family. He easily could have mentioned his daughter. Still didn't do it. So, and the fact that he still can't leave that chair alone, that chair is gonna be his downfall. If he knows how to actually get that out of his head, because every time he picks up the steel chair, nothing good's ever happens to Roman Reigns. Um, who is giving Seth his final rights after he's getting murdered?
John.
Yeah, we'll have John do it remotely because he's pretty much going to be busy this weekend. But we have to do it remotely. Send him like a little video. Saying well wishes to Seth and giving condolences to his wife and child because they will be orphans at the end of Sunday night. Um, but Faith says Seth is the main one to bring out the trilogy. Yeah, yeah. Even Roman admitted that you brought this out of me. You did this to me. You made me this guy.
Uh-huh. Now suffer the
So
consequences as to what you
the
made me.
monster. You gotta bet your soul in because now that Frankenstein monster finally needs to put down, Dr. Frankenstein. Um, but anything else that stood out to you, you guys from Monday Night Raw that we didn't get a chance to go over before I get into the crash out mode?
Mm, I'm really trying to think. Be honest, not really. I mean, if it is something, it's a blur. Nothing that I can sink my teeth into. I mean, we got a big cast vignette. We can say that.
Yeah,
Like,
still no Enzo, and with that's bad that you have a go home show, and yet there's really nothing to really just like be hyped about and talk about heading into the SummerSlam. That's that is not good because people were saying this is like one of the worst produced shows um, the entire year, even worse than AEW. Um, I wouldn't say it was the worst, but it definitely was not needed for your last flagship show. So hopefully SmackDown picks it up on Friday, but because they need something. The drill said, calling it out. Roman Seth will be a top 5 match of the year.
they gonna have to. And not to cut you off, everyone's been saying the same thing. This SummerSlam doesn't feel like this year's SummerSlam doesn't feel like a lot of hype is behind it. You may have 4 matches at best, spread it across 2 nights. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, far as interest level, there's really not a lot for me to sink my teeth into. Like, the fuse wasn't built properly. Put it that way. Some feuds don't need a lot of backstory. Roman and Ref. I'm sorry, Roman and Ref. Roman and Seth don't
He
need a
beats up
lot
the
of
refs too.
backstory because we know the backstory. It doesn't need like a lot of build for the feud. But when you get into like this Danhausen versus Dominic, that's a match, honestly, I could have watched on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, it really didn't
Saturday
need
night's main event.
to be on the card.
Chad Gable, Penta, interesting. Very much so after coming off the whole El Grande Americano gimmick. But once again, I need a little bit more to sink my teeth into. And maybe because I'm spoiled to what I came up from. Like, SummerSlam was a big deal.
Hi, Shay.
It was a big deal. Like, you go back, you think about the SummerSlams of the past. Brock and Rock. You think about Brett and Davey Boy. Like, you can go down the list. You were peaked because you had at least 2 to 3 months worth of buildup. And some of these just kind of feel like, hey, listen, so since you went on the PLE last time, you feel like wrestling this one? Like, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, because there's a lot of matches that don't belong on that card, which we'll get into when we get into the predictions. Because there's a lot of matches that don't belong in this card, and there's a lot of people who don't belong in some of these matches. But first, I mean, so far WWE is using some of their talent. You know, Trick Williams, current United States champion, he's having a good run. Melo is in and out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Soruka, she's already reached instant success. But there's a lot of stars that they have not been using, and they're just literally just being wasted at
Well,
this point.
yep.
And these four are the top ones that are the future of this business. And either they're being wasted or not being used at all. I mean, let's get into it. I mean, Jordan Grace. I mean, she's former knockouts, multi-time knockouts champion.
And I said it
She
earlier
was
was
the cornerstone.
and I said it earlier, the last
Go
time
ahead.
we saw her was with Jake. Won that match.
Yeah, she
With
was the
Juice.
cornerstone. She was the cornerstone of TNA to the point that they was literally building their entire brand around her. She was literally the female face. Basically, not just the female face. She was the face of TNA. WWE did the crossover promotion, and they pretty much bagged her. And sent her to NXT. She really didn't do much in NXT just to get acclimated to the system. Then they get called up to the main roster. Had one minor feud with Jade. Gets injured, and we haven't seen her since. We've seen her maybe on a dark match at a main event or on during like live events, but there's rumors of possibly that not Jade, Jordan Grace might be leaving WWE uh, when her deal is done. So, Jojo, you were saying that we haven't seen her since that feud with Jade. Like, why, in your opinion, you think that they're wasting? Are they wasting this woman because she could have been used multiple times this year in all these PLEs?
You know, the last time we saw her was then, and then they're just, what are you doing? There was a good storyline that was going, but now all I see, like, I do go online and you see her ankle healed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's not fitting in any anymore. You see her online. That's about it with her husband.
I mean, I don't think they use her for the Rumble. We don't. We doesn't care about them telling with the. Hey, speak for yourself.
I'm
Uh,
sorry. Excuse me, what?
Okay.
Apparently, that's why we ain't going nowhere then, because never mind.
I guess. JT, your thoughts, man. I mean, your feelings about Jordan Grace, man, because she's a very a big time acquisition that easily fell through the cracks.
So, what I think happened with Jordan Grace is that she got called up at the wrong time. Also, they screwed the pooch on NXT. There's no reason why Jordan Grace shouldn't have at least held NXT Gold, and that's a travesty in its own.
Mm-hmm.
But she got called up at the wrong time. She got called up to a returning Charlotte Flair. That's number one. Number two, you got to also think about the time she got called up. Who else came back? Alexa Bliss. Okay, so now you got two call ups. I mean, you got two returns with one call up, and two. Sorry about that.
No problem. Getting dizzy, but it's all right.
No, don't get too dizzy. But to drive the point home is that creatively they had nothing for her. They had nothing for
At
her
all.
to do outside of doing a small feud with Jade. And she got hurt. Jordan Grace should have been in prime position, but we've seen this happen when they call up people from NXT and they don't have a plan. And you can go down the list. It's happened to male and female. Jordan Grace is just another casualty of being called up before having a creative plan. Before they called her up, they should have had, hey, this is what we have for you for the next 6 months. They didn't have that for her. And that's what pretty much staggered her. Now, I hope the rumors is not true that she is going to leave when her contract expires, because we didn't even scratch the surface of Jordan Grace in WWE. We didn't even pull the
At
damn
all.
sticker off the paper yet. Plastic's still on the wrap. The twist tie's still on the bread. Like, we have not even gotten there yet. So for me, if she does leave, her decision, whatever makes her happy. But I think if she is to leave without them actually trying to pull something out of her, it's a lost cause on their part. And they have royally screwed themselves. So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, and I had it long time ago. I had her winning the United States Championship because I thought she was gonna have a feud with Julia at the time for the United States Championship. If you wasn't gonna have that much, at least give her the title and let her just just dominate with the championship, because they already got champions walking around with title belts and not defend them.
Love you too.
Live, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they could have went that route, because that woman is too dominant to not be doing anything. And it's like they got this women's ladder match coming in this weekend. She could have been in that. You could have had her do a match with somebody, and she could have been in there. Candice LeRae is another one that just sitting back and catering, not doing anything. You could have had her in there, just because. So
I could care less about Tiffy.
Charlotte, I felt like
Tiffy ain't got no time.
I can care less.
She wastes mine. For God's sake.
It's like, why is the women's United States champion inside a match to be crowning an interim women's WWE Women's Championship match? She already has the title. She should have been defending it against Blake Monroe. That match should have been part of the marquee. Jade and Charlotte should be headlining the women's division at SummerSlam, but a match against each other. I thought that's what WWE was setting us up for. 3 years they walked by
it's
each
still
other in the
coming.
hallway.
It's still coming. You got to think they've been giving us breadcrumbs since Jade came. Remember when Jade first came,
Charlotte was the first one she met.
The first person she met at NXT backstage, then Raw, then SmackDown, and they kept running across each other, crossing paths. Charlotte got hurt. Charlotte came back. They crossed paths again. It's coming, but I think that match, honestly, if they do it right, and they have to execute this right, I don't believe with the current writing, I believe they will mess it up.
Existence. I need you to say that louder for the people in the back.
I'm going to say it. With this current writing staff, I don't foresee it. But if they do it right, this is your WrestleMania match. This is your WrestleMania match.
I get it. It is, but the way they've been crossing paths for the past couple of months, ain't no way you're gonna do that and then just bypass the rest of the year all the way into next April. The way they had this set up, it was SummerSlam. that's
okay,
the WrestleMania
but
of the summer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they've been crossing paths for 3 years.
Yeah, and they finally got physical with each other for the past 2 months. screwing each other
and
out of championship matches.
and it, we haven't got to the predictions yet, so I'm gonna save what I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
But I do agree, Jordan Grace could have been inside of this ladder match, but it's yet to be seen. We'll find out Friday what happens. I'm
Yep.
not. I wouldn't get my hopes too high.
Yeah, me neither. So another one that's been chilling by the wayside is the one I like to call JoJo's boogeyman, and that is one Ilya Dragunov. We have not seen this man since he lost the United States Championship. We see him probably like a few times, sulking in his wounds of losing, and Melo try to get a rematch out of him, and then he disappeared. We thought it was visa issues, and then when everyone's visa issues got fixed, we still haven't seen the man. And from what I heard, WWE does not see this man as a top star in the business. They only see him as a mid card. So they already put a ceiling on a guy that pound for pound one of the best European wrestlers to ever step foot in WWE. I mean, the matches he had with Gunther in NXT UK and NXT, legendary. So, JT, how do you feel about Dragunov? I mean, do you agree with WWE of him only being the mid Carter, or are you like one of like most of us see this man as a top tier talent that should been able to, get more than what he's been getting?
So here's what I believe. I believe that it's more so TKO than it is WWE with this one, because Dragunov was a Triple H guy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I think it's more so of TKO. Don't get me wrong, WWE is definitely in the mix. WWE has never banked their money on athletes underneath 6 foot tall. And you can count them on your hand how many it has been. You can count it on one hand how many people underneath 6 foot tall they have invested and threw the money at. You can name two of them right now off the top of your tongue, and that'll probably be it that's notable. Maybe three. Bob Backlund, Rey Mysterio, Daniel Bryan. Those are the only three that pop up in my head right now at the current moment. They honestly don't put smaller statured guys in that main slot as the guy, or the guy that's going to bring over crossover. Like, it's the same thing that Melo's running into. If Melo would have been 6'3", 6'4", I don't think Melo will be having these issues. He's phenomenal in the ring, but he also hasn't found that thing that connects with the crowd, that makes him like, to the point, hey, I paid to come see Melo. I paid to come see Dragunov. Like, they haven't found that yet. And when I say they, I'm talking about like the individual characters. They have to find that. And we had that interesting discussion yesterday on Turnbuckle Talk with Black Wrestling Podcast. We were talking about that, but they haven't found that. And once they find that it factor that makes them like, hey, this is the person I spent my money to come see, then we can have a different discussion. But Dragunov, I don't think he would ever be considered in that spot unless he gets that Daniel Bryan type of backing where the crowd is like, yes, this is who I want.
yeah, and it's just crazy because he, even though he's short in height, but the man pound for pound
Mm.
has tossed around men bigger than him. Just ask the Miami boys of how either Dragunov goes to work. I mean, that man's a nightmare. He's literally the boogeyman because the man, he loves pain and he loves to give pain. What do you think, Jojo? Their lack of usage of Dragunov, and also he's also part of that rumor that he might be leaving, also along with Jordan Grace.
And I mean, he was training and he was in the dungeon. So what are they doing with him now? Or are they gonna let him go and he's gonna go somewhere else?
Mm, you know what? The only other thing I could think about is possibly repackaging them.
Hmm.
That's the only thing I could think about at this moment of why he hasn't had a return. It could be a repackage situation where they not completely do an overhaul of the character, just give him a little bit of a different presentation.
No, I agree, but Faith has an interesting point because I've been thinking about this for the past couple of weeks. She's talking about the
I
dirty
can't
old
see it.
man, okay, so she said, well, you know what, that the dirty old man is free now. Maybe he needs to take back the reins. She's speaking of Vince McMahon because his lawsuit case against Janelle Grant is pretty much set to be basically dismissed. So he's about to get off on all the charges that were put against him. If people are saying that maybe Vince needs to take back the company, but I'm like, if you really think about it,
Y'all don't want that
what
shit.
are the
Show them.
odds? What are the odds of the stars we see now shining under Vince McMahon's leadership? I mean, I think Trick may have squeaked by because everybody he can sell merch, but everyone else, do we see federal influence on the main roster? Do we see them together on the main roster? How many of these stars you think Vince McMahon would have repackaged and gave some generic, BS intro that yes, exactly. Exactly. So I'm gonna ask you, JT, do you think it would have been any better if Vince McMahon came back, despite what WWE has been going through right now?
So Vince is a double-edged sword, right? He's either gonna cut cut good or he's gonna cut himself, right? There are
Mm,
so many factors and so many analogies and examples you could bring up. What
yeah.
Vince doing good packaging, good presentation, but there's more of bad presentation, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
think about carrying Cross, Killer Cross, right?
Hmm.
NXT monster, main roster on Raw. He
Nothing.
came, he came, he came out looking like demolition, like into that
Thunderdome.
exquisite, wild dungeon type, sex, mask on and all that shit. Like that was Vince's
Dominatrix.
doing. Yeah, dominatrix. That was Vince's doing. So if that was what Vince was doing back then, I can imagine at his big age, especially him being older, memories ain't quite what they used to be. I can see him fucking it up with a lot of those people. Trick Williams' new name may not even be Trick Williams. It may be Darnell Cartwright. Who knows? Like something. I mean, like listen,
It might be
listen.
just Trick.
He missed just drop it down the Trick. Like you got to remember, people talking about Vince is taking control. This is the same person that took Ron Simmons, the first ever WCW heavyweight black first ever black heavyweight champion of WCW, took him, brought him into WWF, put a fucking helmet on his head, and called him Farouk. So
That
no,
outfit
I
made no
don't think
sense.
Vince does any better. I don't.
Jojo, when you was, a kid not too long ago, about 15 years ago, you used to watch the Vince McMahon era of, the Attitude Era, and now you've been back to, the WWE of now. Now, do you think Vince McMahon's way of thinking would survive this modern era of wrestling?
No, not right now.
I, like, there's a lot of things people got to understand. If Vince came back, there would be no TNA partnership.
Nope.
There probably wouldn't even be a purchase of AAA. AAA would still be down there, trying to get their own buzz, their own media rights, and all this stuff. You would never have
We wouldn't have all
Lola
the
Bites down there.
knickknacks.
You wouldn't see Damian Priest.
We wouldn't have the knickknacks and the paddywhacks that we do now. Everything that we can watch, and then the crossovers occasionally of. There wouldn't be any of that.
Mm-mm.
It would
So,
be
I'll
a
tell you
straight.
one thing he will have though.
which is
Maybe you'll.
Go ahead, JoJo. My bad. I'll tell
Is
you
that for
one
me
thing he will
or for
have.
JT? Who's going to jail?
that's for you.
Me? Oh, dang.
We would probably have Danhausen if Vince was in charge. And if you think Danhausen getting pushed too much now, wait till Vince gets in charge. Vince will have Danhausen in every segment.
I mean, I honestly don't think Danhausen is getting pushed too much. I mean, he's getting sprinkled everywhere. Raw, SmackDown, NXT. It's like he's like that little phenomenon right now, but he's not getting pushed to the moon. It's like he's funny. The man is hilarious. I mean, he helped the New York Knicks win a basketball NBA finals. So I like how they're playing in on that curse. Look, Vince probably on his meds now, blood pressure, Vicodin, Viagra, and water. Damn, not the water pills. He would have been.
Gotta get them water pills.
That's funny considering that Big Boss Man's been dead for a long ass time. So that's even more hilarious. But then we got Braun Breaker, aka as JoJo likes to call him, one half of the Braun bitches.
Part of the brown bitches.
This man was on a run, a meteoric rise, a slow rise. He wasn't getting forced. He was a multi-time Intercontinental Champion. He had his feud with Seth Rollins, but then all of a sudden, WWE pulled the curtain on his flame because, in their words, they was afraid they was shoving it down the fans' throats, which isn't the case because the fans wanted Braun Breaker to break out. Like they used to force people we didn't want them to break out and ignore the ones we want to break out. This should have been Braun Breaker's year. I mean, if you saw Unreal, he was supposed to win the Royal Rumble, and they pulled it from him. And Roman Reigns went on to win that Rumble. So JT, how do you? Because if you see Braun Breaker, he can tell by his body language that he doesn't even want to be there. Like he needs to be out of the vision and on his own. But how do you feel about the way Braun Breaker is being booked?
Listen, the way Braun Breaker was looking on Monday reminded me of Jay at SummerSlam in the back with Rockefeller. Like when everybody was clowning in the background and yelling and screaming and talking shit in the camera. Jay-Z had this look on his face like, I ain't supposed to be around these motherfuckers. Like, and that's the same way Braun Breaker was looking. I do think it was a good thing that they did hold it back from Braun, and I'll tell you why. Because holding it back from him, I get what they're saying about shoving it down people's throats. I get that. But holding it back from him and having him wait a whole nother year is just going to be just as sweet when he does win it. Like, we talking, you think they spending all the money on Cody's pyro. I think pyro will go out the window when Braun win it. But I'm not mad at the decision. I just know that the vision as a whole, I would rather see him break away from that now. Because it's not doing anything for his stock. It's not rising.
It's hurting.
It's hurting him, but he just feels so out of place inside of that faction. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, barely a Paul Heyman, no Paul Heyman, no Bronson, no Seth. So you lost a lot of the aura, which was the Vision. At this point, the Vision got cataracts. Okay, and if you know what a
Dang.
cataracts is, it attacks the eyesight. You start to go blind, got pain around your eyes, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what that is. But I think what we're gonna get towards going into Royal Rumble, we may get more of a push for Braun Breaker. Maybe we get Braun versus Seth at WrestleMania. Or
I mean, maybe because
hear me out. Maybe we get Braun going after the Universal Championship and not so much the World Heavyweight Championship. Because we know that's a lock in for Obo right now. But if they want to go of what AEW is doing, like, hey, the future is now, that's how you solidify your next 10 years. Put it on the young kids. Let those guys go out there. Let them generate the buzz. Let them generate, the fans and the tickets and the popularity. Like, if you put the vehicle behind them at this year's WrestleMania, they will set themselves up for the next 10 years. But yeah, it's a tragedy seeing what's happened to Braun, but I get it from their standpoint. But as a fan, put the belt on them now.
yeah, because I think they messed up by having Paul Heyman leave the division and putting Maxine Dupree in his place. I mean, no slide on Maxine, but she's no Paul Heyman. I mean, Paul Heyman was behind. He was backing Braun Breaker. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like literally the next big thing, and then he just takes off and decides with Brock. So when Brock retires, what's Heyman gonna do next? Go back to Braun Breaker and have Braun Breaker lead the division? Because you think about it, when he took Seth out, it was made apparent that Braun Breaker was the leader of the division. Like he was the guy. You know what I'm saying? And then he accidentally spears Paul Heyman through the wall, and the orca disappears. So now this man's a fish out of water, and now you got Logan Paul, running the play, being the main one talking. So it's like he's getting pushed down and down the pecking order because now it looks like Austin Theory is running tip now with Maxine. So it's like you said, it's doing Braun more harm than good by keeping him in the division. He needs to just spear everybody and just leave, including Maxine. Pack Maxine up out of there too. Kind of like what Ronald used to do to Stacey Keebler decade or two ago. So definitely need to pack him up. And then of course there's Dominic Mysterio, former Intercontinental Champion, current AAA champion. The booking of Dominic Mysterio is night and day between AAA and the main roster. It's like this man is looked at as a god in AAA on a monster run, big time heel, lots of heat. Fans love him. You get here, he's feuding with a guy dressed as the clown, fighting over some money that supposedly was stolen from him, even though it was never proven. But he's been on podcasts saying that WWE doesn't know what to do with him, and he's supposed to be the future of the business. And I said it before: if you're gonna build the company, Dominic Mysterio is one of your cornerstones to build that company around, along with Braun Breaker and Femi. So, Jojo, how do you besides not really liking Dominic, characterize your thoughts on the usage of Dominic Mysterio on the main roster as opposed to how we see him down there in Mexico?
It's a big difference, of course, because it's part of his culture, so it's gonna get a big pop there, of course. But at the same time, like, he was pretty big in the WWE world still is, but it's just like now it's just like you don't see him much. He's just kind of there. He pops up every once in a blue moon, and just like Shay said, it was like he just needs to like honestly. Not only does he need to leave Judgment Day, but I think that whole group needs to disband because you know they all need they need to get their own. It's due for them, except for Liv. I've had enough.
I mean, she's the greatest women's world champion of all.
We gonna skip all that. We gonna skip all that.
Hi. JT, man, what do you think about Dominic Mysterio? I mean, is he right? Is WWE pretty much basically failing him because his stock went down? I mean, when he won the Intercontinental Championship in Vegas last year, his stock was on the rise, and WWE kind of had to pull it back because he was getting too much pop, and so they dialed him back to get that heat back on. But now it's like he's back to being that Dominic Mysterio that was following Rhea Ripley.
So I wouldn't. His stock, you mentioned it already, night and day, of course. And that's one of the things that, kind of when you have multiple brands in the company, like you big dog somewhere else, but when you go into like the next office, you like, under boss, right? That's no different than
Mm-hmm.
independent wrestling. Like, you book an independent wrestler in one city in one state. This person may be the heavyweight champion over here. Like, for instance, I'm going to use Detroit. This person may be the champion at the promotion in Detroit, but you come to Cleveland, Ohio, he's in tag team wrestling, and he's trying to capture the tag team titles. So that's one of the things that Dominic is running into, and that's one of the things the company's going to run into. Period, with having all these brands. But as far as him being dialed back, reasoning for him being dialed back, unknown. Maybe it could have been to hey, we need to put primary focus on Roman or put primary focus on Punk or what have you. But I agree with the masses. Judgment Day as a whole needs to be wrapped up. We've been waiting for the implosion because this. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. This faction was supposed to have been over a long time ago, but it
Mm-hmm.
carried because it got popular. And right now, it's not as popular as it once was. Like, this is like, if I'm using like wrestling history, this is NWO 2000 when Jeff Jarrett was the leader. Like, this is NWO and WWE. like,
Ah.
like it's not what it needs to be for Judgment Day, but I get it. Like, what you're doing right now, maybe this is the way that you end Judgment Day by having them feud with Danhausen. Maybe that's how you do
Mm.
it.
So the curse is real. The curse would be that they all somehow disbanded because with Raquel winning the championship, the IC title, it's almost like they're still prolonging the inevitable that should have been happening since the Royal Rumble.
Oh
When
yeah.
Raquel got eliminated by Liv, it's like they just swept that under the rug, like we all forgot about it, and pretty much dragged it on and on and on to the point that okay, this is gonna be it, and then Raquel actually follows orders and wins the title. Not mad about it because I've been screaming for her to get the title, but they can still pull that trigger because when Diesel won his first championship, he was still low key beef with Shawn. So I still have hopes that whatever happens at SummerSlam, I think Liv. Now with Raquel being Intercontinental Champion, I think Liv definitely needs to lose. But I'll save that for. Well, yeah. What's your opinion on it, JT? Because we already did night one's predictions last week. So what's your prediction on Liv and Io? Because now that Raquel is champ, I personally think Io needs to lose for this feud to get started.
So I'm with you. I don't expect Io to walk out as champion. Io is in a position where she don't need the belt. Io over just off her music. Her interest alone is over. So Io don't need a championship to be over. I think to do something to give these women's titles some type of significance.
Hmm.
Not to say they don't have it already, but let's keep it a buck. Neither one of these titles have been defended, and
Nope.
we got on Jade with the lack of title defenses. We got Rhea over there holding up the title and making an interim championship. And you have Liv over here who hasn't had a title defense. So I don't think you take the title off Liv on the first defense. It doesn't make any sense. So Liv walks out with some shenanigans.
Always.
Uh, hmm. I hope not, but it's I get what you're saying. That's probably gonna be the case because you still got Roxanne hovering around, so she might help out with that way. Because Io doesn't have a wing and a prayer of a chance of any backup because Rhea is still hurt and Rhea is minding her own business on SmackDown with the championship. So I don't see Io making out there anyway either. But speaking of SummerSlam, let's get ahead and get to the night two previews and predictions. It's not a bad card. We got the women's ladder match for the women's championship. There's one spot remaining, and that's going to go to the winner of Julia and Lash Legend on Friday. Um, three of these women do not belong in this match. We already talked about it. The way that Blake Monroe was attacking all the women and pretty much calling her shot, I thought for sure it'd be her and Tiffy time at SummerSlam, and she'll beat Tiffany for that championship, ending her Tiffy reign with the United States Championship that technically she really didn't need. But including whether it's Lash or Julia or JoJo, who do you see winning this ladder match and becoming the interim champion until Rhea Ripley, aka Monty, gets back?
And who's going matching up for that spot?
Lash Legend and Julia.
Ooh. See, I think they might just give it to Lash. Those are some big. But they need to give it to Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea needs it.
That'd be cool. That'd be so cool. Give it to Chelsea and only for her to get destroyed by Rhea, or maybe she pull a rabbit out of her hat and beat Rhea, do some shenanigans or something. I would love it.
Not the shenanigans.
So we got winning the ladder match if Lash is the damage.
We could slide in. We could definitely slide in. Last Legend, but winning the ladder match, Chelsea Green.
Mmm. My girl she's getting the rub. Listen, if they go 2 for 2 in this week with Raquel and Chelsea, I'm probably not gonna say another bad thing about WWE for at least a month. for at least a month. 'Cause that's two of my girls that deserve, that spotlight. So having her
Give her
win the interim championship would be dope. Huh?
So give her back the title.
And mommy, you need to hurry up because people are fighting for a belt that you didn't lose. So I hate to be the winner of that ladder match because I don't see Charlotte or Jay winning. Um, I don't think Lash Legend is ready for it. There's no way Tiffy is gonna win
Mhm.
2 belts. So you would think that it'll be Chelsea Green. I'm hoping it is. Um, so the next one we got is obviously let's just get the BS one out the way. Danhausen, Dominic Mysterio, Money on the Pole match, aka the strip club match because that's what it is. They fighting for a pole that has money on it. You know what I'm saying?
He's still cursed.
Jojo, you going with Danhausen or are you gonna pull up upset and go for Le Mysterio?
You
I
know
know
who they're gonna give it to.
I know that look. And when you make that look, it's like I don't want to choose this person, but I'm going logical
Like,
here.
as much as I love him, they're gonna give it to Dom.
So Dom's breaking the curse.
Let's hope some way.
JT, you think Dominic Mysterio is gonna break that curse, or will Danhausen?
Or they're just gonna keep the feud going.
I hope not.
God, I hope that all people in heaven and earth agree with me. Danhausen and this curse may need to be stopped at SummerSlam, but let's keep it real. He got to make him too much damn money. I got Danhausen winning.
He does, man. He that man's raking in the cash.
Give me the human
So
monies.
the human money. So JT got Danhausen's undefeated streak to continue because the man has not taken an L yet.
From beyond the grave.
Damn, not calling Eddie from the other side. Hello from the other side.
Wow.
Hey, listen, that song is tough. I'm not gonna hold a deal. That song is tough. But number one contendership match for the WWE Championship: Sami Zayn, Finn Balor. JT, should WWE or do you think will WWE finally pull the trigger and give something meaningful for Finn Balor to do? Because Finn Balor deserves it, in my opinion.
I mean, listen, there's a lot of people that deserve it, right? We can go down the list. Anyone that was on that roster doing Roman Reigns' terror of the championship who were close within that cusp deserves it. One of those names, Finn Balor. Another one of those names, Sami Zayn. 9 days, granted, but I'm torn because I want I want so much for Finn Balor. I really do. But I I don't know if it happens at SummerSlam. But if it does, we get more layers to the cake with Sami Zayn added on, far as going into that full crash out. Like, I'm all for
Okay.
Sammy. Justice for
Huh?
Sammy. You already know how I feel about it. He should have been pulling up
Mm-hmm.
with the shootout jersey on with the duffel bag and the pistol. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm gonna go with Finn.
All right. So JT got Finn. Now I'm thirsty now. Thanks, big fella. Jojo,
Oh, I like your
who
hair,
you got?
Jojo.
You know who I'm
Oh, those
choosing.
are horns.
You
I
got
need the demon man panties over here. Thank you.
wow. Ah, man,
That's,
panties.
I said man panties. I'm gonna start calling him demon
Hash,
man panties.
not the demon man panties. Um, that is true. That is true. You can't crash out as champ. You're not wrong there, Shay. I agree. So hopefully Finn Balor does get that run, and then I can only imagine him. Give me Finn Balor and CM Punk again. for the WWE Championship. Because
Yes.
that listen, that match itself cooked, and I gave more props in the world to CM Punk when him and Finn Balor went at it for the World Championship. That was a masterpiece. Um, Baron Corbin is back. Never had a number one contendership for the title. Destroyed everybody that was in the way, and this man has a shot at Trick Williams at SummerSlam. JT, is this the end of Trick Williams' run, or is this Baron Corbin's first L being back in the company?
To be quite honest, I don't mind Trick losing. I don't. Trick has already proven he don't need no title to be over.
Mm-hmm.
Baron Corbin doesn't need the title to be over, but he does make a good, like, hey, if you want to get to that main card title, you have to go through me type of person. Like the person
Mm-hmm.
to basically, hey, you got to pay the toll when you cross the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Trick without the title, I'm good with
Superstar.
it.
Yeah.
Trick is what I don't want to compare him to The Rock, but it's the first thing that comes to my mind. Not, and I don't want anyone out there who's listening and watching and thinking that, I'm thinking like exact comparison. I'm talking about specific details. The way The Rock was over with or without that Intercontinental Championship once he
Mm-hmm.
joined the nation, it's the
Mm-hmm.
same way Trick is over with or without that United States Championship. Trick doesn't need it. Is it a nice added accessory? Absolutely. Something to carry through TSA. But does Trick need it? No. Trick don't need it. Trick is so over with the crowd right now that honestly, I forgot he was U.S. champion.
Yeah.
Just keeping it above.
Yeah. I agree. He is one of those. He's gotten so over to the point that he can probably get pushed up to the main roster title scene. But I agree. He's built enough equity on his own now that the title helped him get to that final part. Even though he was technically already there, he had his mania moment. So now he's had a good run with the championship. So I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind him losing either. Jojo, what you thinking? Is this? Do you want the Trick era to end, or do you also agree with JT that it doesn't really matter if he has the title or not?
Except for Trick.
Trick Williams. Do you have him? Do you have him the end of the era as champion, or does he beat Baron Corbin?
Who was he going against again?
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin. Bishop Dyer.
You know what? This can go either or.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking. How long has he had this title now?
Since WrestleMania, since April.
Yeah.
Is it what?
Since April. He won it in Vegas.
I was thinking, he can go. We still. He still needs to go against whatchamacallit, too.
Ooh.
Mr. Him.
Mello?
Oh, I mean, you don't really need a title for that one, but I mean, you're right. But then they would just give the title back to Melo because the United States Championship has been a revolving door, going back to the same people over.
Yeah,
and
no,
over
but I
again.
meant like a match for later.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Matt Cardona to get the title shot. Or maybe Enzo. Who knows? Shay wants Enzo back, so we'll see. Who else is left on this card? Oh, Penta, Chad Gable, Shorty G, formerly known as the original Grande Americano. JT, do you have Gable winning in his hometown in Minnesota?
Listen, somebody got to win in the hometown. And if it's anybody that's going to win in the hometown, it's Chad Gable. It's Chad Gable. Um, this is his payoff. He did El Grande for what? Almost, was it 6, 7 months?
Yeah. From I think like what the summer or fall of last year, all the way to like what
8 months. Not
April,
no,
May.
10. Yeah, 10 months. He did it. So I'm not mad at it. I would rather for it to happen in Minnesota than anywhere else. Because if you're trying to get him over, when I say main roster, I mean here in the US, because obviously he was over in Mexico even before, Ludwig took over. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it happens at SummerSlam. I think it needs to happen at SummerSlam because that pop alone you can play over and over. The packages for the video, it's like that's the moment that you want to capture. So Chad Gable wins the IC championship. Penta is joined by his brother Ray Phoenix.
Mm. Finally, we finally getting Lucha Bros going up to the tag team gold. Even if it's AAA tag team gold, give us the Lucha Brothers. Jojo, who you picking? You picking Chad Gable or you picking Penta?
Ooh, Penta.
Oop, somebody got called out already. Oop. Okay.
Man, don't you two don't start. I be watching y'all in this group chat. Everybody be fighting each other.
Oh, I love some friendly drama. Keep it going. Oh man. And then of course, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Um, I think we kind of talked about it last week, JoJo. But for the people who wasn't here, who you picking to win this match?
You gotta repeat it because not my computer's like.
Seth and Roman. Who you got?
Of course, Roman cannot lose that title right now either. So
So JoJo got Roman. Mr. JT El Jefe. Who you got in this battle of the former brothers for the World Heavyweight Championship?
hey, you just packing everybody up, huh?
It's Shea
Yeah,
Where's she?
That's it. That's one long ass trip. Packing everybody up.
I think, to be honest, Roman wins it. It makes no sense to put the title on Roman for this short amount of time. Not that I want another 4 or 5 year reign. I don't want that. But it just makes zero sense for them to take it off Roman, especially what they're doing with the Bloodline, Bloodline 3.0 or 4.0 at this moment. It just makes zero sense for them to take it off of him, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And by taking it, it doesn't do anything for me as a fan. Putting it on Seth doesn't do anything for me as a fan either. How many times are we going to put the belt on Seth, just for him to get hurt 3 weeks later?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I don't
That's
wish
been
that
the
on that
story.
man, but I'm just going off a track record. That's what the track record shows. I didn't make it up. This is what you put out there. So now Roman wins and Bloodline gets involved.
Do we see any outside interference in this match, or does Roman does this straight up? Because you gotta remember, whatever happens at a SummerSlam is to heading straight to War Games. So, do y'all think anyone else outside is gonna interfere in this match?
I honestly can't think of anyone else that would interfere in this match.
Okay.
I mean,
Don't- hmm.
you know, and that's about it.
Hmm.
Who else is there? Who else is Roman beefing with from the past?
I mean, you still got Solo's team. They can run interference, set up war games. Obviously the Usos and Jacob, they're gonna have Roman's back if anybody gets involved. But who knows? I think this match should go 1-on-1 once and for all. So who knows? Um, yeah, maybe. Because I know Nessa was holding out hope that maybe Tony Khan would do Triple H a favor and allow Mox to show up at SummerSlam, but we like that's a long shot of hell to the no of that happening. Um, but SummerSlam is gonna be pretty epic. With the lackluster build towards SummerSlam, usually when that happens, the show itself winds up being one of the dopest shows. What's going on? So hopefully hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully the show does just crack. Normally we would have our this is what we're doing or acknowledgments segments, but we're gonna hold off on those to next week when the gang is back together again. Um, because this week we got something cooking in the lab. Shout out to JoJo. A person who doesn't really know anything apparently in the wrestling business has been hustling in the MIA, and she ran across four highly talented individuals coming out of the city of Miami, and she has a whole new segment, show, sketch, whatever she wants it to be, coming down the pipeline. Here's like a little
Welcome to
preview
the
of what's
Caribbean
to come.
Cheesemate, and I'm here with the Miami boys.
See, it gets me so mad that I almost start to stutter. But exactly who I wanted to get to, and that was Chunks.
And I am here with Xander, who seems to be munching. I have Mr. Malachite right here, and Mr. Puma, who had a match tonight. So, boys, how do you feel about your match tonight? We saw that you won this match,
Absolutely.
but
Yep.
at another contender.
Why you bringing up old stuff?
It's fairly new.
Rolling through the city where the heat don't sweat. Here come the Miami boys, better make way. Concrete jungle, the gators still roam. Crack shells on the pavement, the city my home. Sunrise painted in mango and chrome. Penthouse views where we plot and we comb.
So, in case y'all haven't figured it out, JoJo got her own little segment show entitled Caribbean Cheeseman, where she's going to be having some interviews with local wrestlers out there in her state of Florida. and and just trust me, there's a whole lot more people that she knows that's coming down the pipeline. So, and if you don't know, she's not that far away from the dungeon either. So speaking that into existence as well.
Let me see
But
if I tag it, she gonna notice. Gonna be like, listen, come this way. I'm gonna be like, yes, packing up my clothes right now. You know what?
but it,
I'm gonna have a spend a night bag just for you, Natty.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
Spend the night bag.
You heard
Mm.
what I said, JT. I will listen. I will listen. If you just, I can sleep in the ring. I just need, like I said, I just need a pillow and a blanket.
Yeah, man. I just want to say that I've said it multiple times behind the scenes, but I'm very very proud of this woman here because despite by one unpopular belief, this woman's out here doing the Lord's work. It may be behind the scenes where nobody else sees it, and quite frankly, not everybody needs to see it because you're not part of the Fab Four, so why you get to see everything she does? Um, but this woman, she's you don't have to be a wrestling genius to be a podcaster, and this woman is doing it well at a such a, if you want to call it a rookie season, because you're just not getting back to wrestling. And I think if not already, you've already approached 1 year of doing wrestling content. So there's gonna be bigger things coming your way, JoJo. More blessings coming your way because you deserve it, and you've been whooping ass. So
I've
you know
got
we're proud of you.
a
I can.
I've got a great team. Shout out to my boys and Sports for You Wrestling and my girl Nessa and my boys, my handsome men, Marks with Mike's JT and Cheech. Love you, Cheech. Love you, JT. I may
Listen,
not know it all, but I have great people to teach me along the way as I enjoy the now. So
hmm and she goes out of her own way to teach herself. There's times we've had conversations. As a matter of fact, we had a conversation today. We was talking about something, and she was like, "Oh, that's when she did this, this, and this." And like, yeah, and she shocked herself. Say, "Hey, look at me! I'm remembering stuff."
I'm remembering stuff.
So, so we're proud of you, JoJo.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. It's not how you start, is where you finish, and we're all going to finish on top. JT, anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, definitely just want to give a shout out to you, JoJo. Definitely, I've seen you grow and continue to grow, and I am going to continue to pour water into you. That way, you can grow into the beautiful plant that you are supposed to be. So, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to continue to pour into you. Continue doing what you're doing. I'm definitely proud of you. Getting your interviews out there. It's something that I encourage all of you guys to do, which was find yourself, get familiar with the indie promotion and get familiar with the talent, because these people can possibly be the next face that you see on your television. And this is the best time to do it. I can name at least 5 people right now that are on TV having a tryout in Minneapolis. These are people that I've gotten the chance to see at the ground level, and to see them where they are now, some 8 years later. It's amazing. So
Mm-hmm.
tap into that, JoJo. I'm rooting for you. Great work by you. And you're going to love the connections that you make, the relationships that you build, and your eyes opening up to the first time of seeing how things are done. That's going to be a very good experience for you. So I'm happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, JoJo's always been the franchise player. That diamond in the rough. It just she had to be in the right situation with the right people
Mhm.
to have her see that we appreciate it. And so you are definitely appreciated. And I actually like this is our acknowledgement, the acknowledgement of one JoJo. So, madam, we salute you. Because that's one of the hardest working females, hardest working young females in this game. So you have more support than you ever realized. So, you know, keep being yourself, keep being, the out of control Caribbean one that's always in the comments, causing a whole bunch of chaos and whatnot. Because we wouldn't have it any other way. And you're my forever terror twin. So we appreciate you. So on that,
JT, put the oil down.
yeah, man, you ain't put the oil down because he already been in the prison fight. You won't need him coming outside looking for you next. You know what I'm saying?
He said it's right here.
We're gonna
Oh
pray.
man, but that's all we got. That's all we got this week. We'll be streaming night one of SummerSlam this Saturday, so tap in with us. 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern if you're on that side of the United States.
Thank you.
We will have the night off for night two, so we will be enjoying it for wherever we are. I would be in the movie theater enjoying it, so I can't wait for that. I haven't watched a movie theater in a couple of years, so it's good that that feeling is back. Oh, and JoJo, if you do have an AMC theater out there, it's not that expensive. It's like the ticket is regular movie ticket price. So maybe take little mama and go see SummerSlam.
Yeah, just a little message from Nessa. She says, "Sprinkle her with the oil, JT." Yeah, girl, that ain't gonna do nothing.
Girl, you gonna need a bucket. You gonna need like a couple of buckets because I already warned John.
Me
He's
and
already on the
Nessa will be
flight.
sitting in the same bucket together.
Yeah, that's a couple of oily Latinas in a bucket. That's not a bad thing actually. But anyway,
That's
actually
not
that's more
bad.
of a no. That's not. That's more of a
Whoa. Okay, I definitely got my prayer oil out now. I got it out. I already put it on my hands. My hands all oiled up. Father, in the name of Jesus, I ask you to come.
oh, asking someone to come in a bucket. All right. Listen,
Not Jesus.
I mean, Mary didn't get that baby by accident. But anyway, you know what? Let me stop before I piss the people off. Enjoy your SummerSlam weekend. That always Jefe. The door is always open. Appreciate you for pulling up.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for return. I
Marks
mean,
with
had to
Mike's.
return the favor.
Marks with Mike's tomorrow. JT, JoJo, and myself. I will be on March with Mike. So this collab will continue till tomorrow. So what I'm saying. And obviously, there is no sports for you on Friday because, like I mentioned before, John is en route right now getting some cutty. So shout out to John. Uh,
I didn't say
Oh,
it.
I'm rubbing
I
my.
you know
didn't.
what I'm
I
saying?
didn't say it this time. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. So listen, do not
I
cue
didn't.
me because I know she's
I was
watching.
just rubbing my hands together. That's all I
Listen,
was doing.
in my defense, I told him this about 5 times this morning, and that man had the Bill Cosby grin from ear to ear.
That girl, that she over there
Listen,
like this. She waiting. You know what? She
I
probably
love
waiting
it.
at the airport right now. Still got hours left. Love you both.
Probably.
I love it.
We love you, Nessa. These jokes are gonna fly. You already know.
I already gave John this morning. I said, have a nice flight. It's not until later. I'm like, have fun. He's like, you got jokes always.
Yep. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man. Cut a rug, cut all that rug. But yeah, enjoy y'all SummerSlam weekend. We will see y'all Monday. Tribal Warzone is back in the building. There you go. We got confirmation.
I told
Said I'm
you.
on my way.
Yay.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh man,
Listen,
and it's
nothing wrong
not.
with that.
It's not. I said this morning. If two people can make it happen from two different states, there's no excuse for the ones that live in the same area code.
Message.
And on that note, y'all wash your ass and have a good week. And we'll see y'all on Monday.
It's the legend. It's the legend. It's the legend.